going? I'm super excited today. We've got Tommy Martincic on here. Tommy has been a gym member for about 9 years now, right?
Wow.
He's also a husband, father of 4 beautiful girls, and a business owner. So I'm super pumped to have Tommy on today. Hi, Tommy.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us how you came to Greenville, where you're originally from. Give
How
us
much
the
time do we
details.
have?
As much time as you'd like.
As much as you need.
Originally moved to Greenville in 2001, December of 2001, right up when I graduated college. Went to school down at USC in Columbia, pharmacy school. That's where I met my wife. We met in pharmacy school. So
Mandy.
Wait, she did pharmacy school too?
Mandy's a pharmacist, yeah.
Wow.
Yes, she is. We met down there and moved to Greenville really because that's where the job market was for pharmacists at the time, and been in Greenville since then, minus a 2-year stint when I was working at CVS. They promoted me to run the market in Charlotte. So I was there in Charlotte for 2 years and then decided to move back to Greenville and start a business.
So cool.
Opened up our own pharmacy back in 2013.
Wow.
And
it was you and Mandy who did that? That's so cool.
Yeah,
I
we did
love
that. So yeah, we've been in Greenville. I mean, I've been in Greenville a long time. I grew up in New York City, but
Really?
moved down in 96.
Where in New York City did you grow
Queens.
up? Queens.
Dang.
Flushing, Fresh Meadows area, Queens. Kind of the shadows of old Shea Stadium.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I didn't
So,
know that.
I'm a New York
That's
boy.
where you get that, like...
Yeah,
You're tough.
my tough guy attitude. I'm not very tough.
Did you have an accent at once?
I probably. I mean, I've been down here since '96.
What's
So
the
trying to think.
Queen's?
I mean, I can talk like this if you really want me to.
See, it is there. See, I feel like it's there, but he hides
The
it.
Brooklyn
Just a
Queens can
little
come
bit.
out of me, but
It's Queens with a touch of Southern.
that's right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've been down south longer than I was in New York.
Wow.
I was in New York for about 21 years and then moved down.
So cool.
So I've been down here and in Greenville and. Yeah, I don't even know what else you asked me. So that's,
Yeah. Well, tell us about Mandy. You said y'all met at college. Now, Mandy's tell us about where she's originally from.
Mandy's from Seneca, or also known as Seneca, South Carolina.
Seneca, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Yeah, so we met in pharmacy school. Interesting story. She's going to kill me for saying this, but that's okay. So she used to sit behind me in pharmacy school.
Yep.
And first semester, she was always sitting behind me. It's kind of like church, right? Like everybody got their seats in pharmacy school and everybody just sat at the same seat all the time. So
Yeah.
I have a twin brother, just FYI. And so we both went to pharmacy school together.
Oh
And
my
we're identical.
Wow.
Oh, man.
So
Where does he live?
he lives in New York. He's still in New York.
Is he a pharmacist up there?
He is. He owns his own pharmacy up
What?
there.
Of course.
That's so crazy. Have y'all ever just wanted to like parent trap it, like switch places?
You come down to Green Hill, and I'll go up to New York, and we'll do
That
that.
would be so funny.
You should do that to mess with your staff.
That would be
I think
so
they would
funny.
they
Does he
would
have
they
an
would
accent?
know. He has a little bit more of an accent because he's always been up there. So,
That'd be
so
minus the 4 years, 5 years, 5.5 that we were in Green.
Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
So Mandy.
So
kind of,
Mandy
yeah.
would sit behind me.
Yep.
And she'll kill me for this, but she slept a lot in class. So
She
I
didn't
looked
pay
back one day. I
attention.
said, I don't know that you're going to make it through these next 4 years, but if you are, I don't mind buying you a pillow and a blanket. So if you want, I'll get you a pillow and a blanket for the next
No
4 years,
way.
just so you're at least comfortable
Stop
in these seats.
it.
And
That's amazing.
we were just joking earlier
Yeah.
about being able to dish it out and
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
She dishes it out and she can
She
take it.
gave it right
She does
back.
it. She does it with the best of them. So she took that. She laughed. She thought it was funny, and then we just kind of became friends.
Yeah.
And then just obviously started dating afterwards and
Wow.
got engaged in 1999.
Wow.
And then got
Wow.
married in 2002. So we didn't get married in pharmacy school. Or both of our parents kind of said, "Hey, why don't you guys finish school before you get married?"
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we waited till we graduated, and then we got married in April of 2002.
Wow.
And then had 4 beautiful girls
They are.
during that time, and now we've been married for 23 years.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that your wife homeschools. So you've been homeschooling your
Yeah.
4 kids. When did that switch from her taking part in Green Hill or your pharmacy, and then you like made a decision for her to homeschool, or was she doing both?
No. We started homeschooling before Green Hill became
Really?
even a thought. Yeah. So again, man, it's such a long story. We went through about 4 years of infertility and trying to have children, and then the Lord blessed us with 1, and then right after that we had number 2, and then
Wow.
right after that number 3, and so. Long story short, we thought we were done after 3, and then the Lord said, "Not quite yet. You got 1 more that's going to be coming." So our last one was born in 2013, but
Wow.
we were in Fort Mill, Charlotte area at the time, and that I decided hey, I think I'm going to leave CVS
Yeah.
and go out on my own. And so that was about a year of planning in the interim in 2012 going into 2013. So before that, Ariana was our oldest. She was about 2.5, 3 years old when we moved to Charlotte. And Mandy put her and Eliza in a like preschool program there, and things just weren't really working out with the school and the teachers. So Mandy pulled them out, and she just said, hey, I think I'm just going to homeschool them for preschool, and started looking into curriculum, started looking into programs and homeschooling. And then we found a great program, Classical Conversations in Fort Mill. So we put them in CC in Fort Mill. And then honestly, like the rest has been history. We just prayed about it every year. Do we want to continue doing this?
Yeah.
And we've just felt called to continue through it. And now we've got our first one that graduated high school, and tomorrow we move her into college, and I'm trying not to cry over that one. So I'm going to leave it at that. So
that's what a testament even just to you and Mandy's kind of your bond in that, and your ability to kind of like give and take. As she said, like, hey, I really feel like we need to do this, and you said okay, and rather than saying, well, no, we need, this helps us out with scheduling or something. And I think it's even cooler that it probably stems from that friendship you guys developed as you were in pharmacy school together, that you have this like really good give and take relationship.
Yeah.
So she's been homeschooling, and then when we were planning the business, we still hadn't had Serafina, or she hadn't even gotten pregnant with Serafina yet, who's our fourth. And the plan was that she was going to help me out when we started the business, because Ariana, Eliza, and Noelle were getting older, so she was able to kind of help out some, so that I wasn't working 6 days a week in the pharmacy in the beginning. And then we wound up getting pregnant in April of 2013, and we were launching the pharmacy. We're launching the pharmacy in that year, late that year, and I'm like, well, so I pulled back and I said, no, that's it. I'm just going to go back to CVS. I'm going to do whatever, but we're not moving. We're going to stay in Fort Mill, whatever, but we're not going to do this business because I can't do it without you. And she just looked at me and she said, you're doing this. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Lord put this on our hearts. He put it on your heart. Like, you have to see this through. And so she's always been that good confidant and that good voice of reason in my head at times, that you know, I want to give up. And she's like, no, you're not giving up. Like, this is what you're going to do. And and we did. And it's been a real blessing to us. And obviously Serafina's been our fourth, and she's a huge blessing that we never really counted on or even planned on, right? So
that's so cool. So what do you, having 4 girls, what do you think are some similarities in between them? What do you think are some like ways that they're different? Tell us about their personalities. Tell us what they're like.
Oh man, they do have similarities. I mean, I will say that, but they are completely different in so many different ways, and without getting into too many details, because I don't want to embarrass them. But you know, our oldest, she's very, how would I say it? She's very particular. She's very detail oriented in some ways. Super intelligent. They're all highly intelligent, which I'm thankful for, that they take after their mother and not me. So Ariana's very...
Wait, you're the one who slept in pharmacy school. You're saying, well,
you know what? It was too easy for her. She's like, this isn't even that hard. I'm just going to sleep my way through.
Well said.
I don't need to listen. I was like, I need to take every note. I need to put tape recorders. Back then we had tape recorders, just so you know, right? That's how old I am.
Oh my gosh. And she was just like, this is boring.
I could do this in my sleep. So... so Ariana's she's very artistic. Obviously, she's going to college, Anderson University, for music education, and also she's doing a vocal choral music education.
Wow.
So teaching voice.
Yeah.
So she's kind of getting a double major, education and voice. So School of the Arts, very artistic, loves music, loves singing, plays multiple instruments. So she's very artsy. Eliza is our second. She's just turned 17. She's our athletic one. She's the one that she's very focused on, like, if this has to get done at a certain time, she wants to make sure it's done by the deadline. She's always ahead. Like, I want to be ahead of schedule. I want to be early, not on time. Very athletic, loves sports, loves soccer. But again, she's super smart. She's very confident in her abilities on the soccer field. And so she's got that athletic ability. So
that's cool.
You know, but Noelle, Noelle is really interesting. She's a soccer player. She's a musician. She loves guitar. she's got this gift of writing songs at an
Yeah.
early age that we
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize, and so she's not really sure what to do with it yet, but definitely going down the path of just loving music and loving writing music and creating music.
Where do you think they get that creative side from?
Not from me.
Is Mandy a singer?
I mean, she probably sings better than me. Yeah, I wouldn't say she's a singer. She never really sang, but she
Right.
plays the piano. She played
Wow.
the piano growing up, so yeah,
Cool.
she's the musical one. I'm not.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then Serafina, she's our spunky one, man. She runs. Well, I'll say Noelle tries to run the house. I can say that because she knows that. And then Serafina, she's number 4, right? So she's
Yeah.
spoiled. She got spoiled by her sisters and is she's spunky. She loves horses. She played soccer for a while. She's given that a break for now. But
Yeah.
they're all
Was
athletic.
soccer
They're all
the sport for
musical.
you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I didn't grow up playing soccer.
Yeah.
So
What about, did Mandy grow up playing soccer?
no, she played basketball, softball.
What did you play?
I played baseball and basketball.
Really? What
Cool.
position in basketball?
I usually either a guard or a forward,
Nice.
just depending
That's
where they
awesome.
needed me.
What about baseball?
I was always a catcher. That was it.
Really?
I played
Ooh,
catcher all the
yeah.
way through high school.
Oh, how were your
my-
knees?
Probably my knees.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And then you decided to do CrossFit every
Yeah,
day.
and then
Yeah.
CrossFit.
So having 4 girls, do you have like any advice to give anybody on parenting girls specifically? I'm all open ears
So
here.
I don't know that I have any specific advice. Maybe a few things. Well, first of all, when I go places, people will look at me and go, "Wow, you have 4 girls?" And it's like, "Yeah, I got 4 girls." And this is where I kind of joke with them. They're like, "Oh man, bless you." I was like, "I am blessed.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go, "Well, but didn't you want a boy?" And I'm like, "Nah, not really, because
Yeah.
God knew that I was man enough that I could handle 4 women, so I didn't need a boy." But to me, it's
What a
it's never
flex.
it's never been one of those things. It's like, some people will ask me like, "Are you upset that you don't have any boys?" And I'm not. I'm just thankful that
Yeah.
the Lord blessed us with 4 girls, and I'm thankful
Yeah.
for that after what we went through to have children.
Mm-hmm.
So the one advice is if you're a girl dad and only girls is don't be embarrassed by it. Or some people are
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, how is that being a girl dad?" I'm like, it's amazing.
It's
Yep,
amazing.
it's
You
true.
know? And I joke with them, I'm like, "Listen, I've got 4 girls. I better never see the inside of a nursing home."
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
The other piece of advice I would say is, and I think I've had this conversation with multiple people recently, is to not shy away from having hard conversations, whether it's about boys or even something that I feel like as a society sometimes we just don't talk about is
Yeah.
women's things like their menstrual cycles.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm in healthcare, so to me, it's not a
Yeah.
big deal. And
Right,
so
that's true.
we talk about it at the dinner table. They talk about their cycle or what's going on, and
Yeah.
and a lot of men are like, "Oh,
Right.
please don't talk
Yeah.
about." Or they're like, or sometimes women or guys will say like, "My daughter's on her period," and they
Yeah.
whisper. I'm like, "Why are you
Yeah.
whispering period? It's just normal. It's the way
Yeah.
God created women. It's natural. Like, why do
Yeah.
we whisper it? Why do we
Yeah.
shy away from it?"
Yeah.
So my daughters will tell their friends that they talk about that stuff with me, and,
Yeah.
their friends are like, "Wait, your dad talks about that with you?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
normal." So just
Yeah.
not being able to shy away from things that, that a dad should be able to talk to
Right.
their
Mm-hmm.
daughters about, that some people say, well, only a mom can talk to their daughters
Yeah.
about that. But
Yeah.
I feel like you do see that a lot with the dads that, they're heavily involved with their girls' lives until they kind of hit puberty, and then they feel like, all right, I'm not really...
let mom take over that
right,
one.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
love that you said, because then it does show them that you're not weirded out, you're not uncomfortable, that you love them in every single way still.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that you do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've gone through the purpose of marriage and
Yeah,
how God,
that's so cool.
blesses things in marriage and the
Yeah.
importance of intimacy in marriage and what that looks like in a marital relationship. And
Which means they're not going to look for that from a guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think there's something super powerful about a man who's willing to talk about that with their daughter, because it's like it's obviously important for the mom to be able to be transparent in those areas and have those conversations as well.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, it's just I feel like it's more empowering to have like that father figure that you can go to and
Yeah.
talk to
Right.
about those things, and yeah, I think that's really cool.
yeah, I mean,
I
just
love that advice.
be the light of Jesus to them, right? Model that. And also, one of the things that I started doing at an early age, and I'll give Mandy tons of credit on this because she's always been really big on telling me, like, hey, you should do this for your daughters because she's a girl, and so
Right.
she knows
Yeah.
what daughters would want.
Yeah.
So take them out on dates.
Yeah.
Show them what
Yep.
it means to be on a date.
Yes.
Bring them
Yes.
flowers when you take them on a date.
Yep.
Open their car door. So I've been taking them on birthday dates since they were 3.
I
Yeah.
love
So they
that
look
so
forward
much.
to that every year.
That is so special.
And when they're 3 or 4, you're taking them to like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Now when they're 17, they're like, "Hey, can you take me to Rick Irwin's?" Just kidding. They don't. But then it gets a little bit different. Like your dates look different, and
Right. Yeah.
it hits a little bit different,
Yeah.
right? But we still have pictures that we would color on those children's things
Yeah.
from when they were 3, and then like as they get older, you don't do those things anymore. But
I'm
so,
gonna cry. That's so
Yeah.
sweet. I really
He's not wrong. I do
but
love
I mean,
that.
but that's
you're
the
so
thing.
right.
Like when you ask for advice, and I don't know that I would have known that unless my wife said like, "Hey,
Yeah.
girls need this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I had boys, I'd have been like, "Yeah, let's just go throw the football around."
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
And
Yeah.
girls, I mean, you even just giving them that attention of, I mean, with Lucy and Nora, I say the same thing. Like, where do you want to go on your birthday? And we'll do that. And like Lucy and Nora are completely different. Lucy's like, I want to go to the library and we'll play computer games and then we'll get this. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And Nora's like, I just want ice cream. And it's like, I'm like, all right, cool. That's your date. Right.
Well, when Serafina was 3, the first time I took her, I said, well, "Where do you want to go?" She's like, "I want to go to Hobby Lobby and eat hot dogs." And I'm like, "Okay, Hobby Lobby doesn't have hot dogs, but okay."
How about
could go-
IKEA?
That's
Do you
so
want
cute.
meatballs at IKEA? Like,
So
can we
we-
go that way? That would be
We
funny.
still joke about it to this day. I'm like, "Serafina, so are we going to Hobby Lobby to eat hot dogs?" And she just laughs. But,
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's just kind of an inside
love
joke
it.
That
for
is
us.
so
but
cute.
It was cute at the
Yeah.
time. It's still cute.
Yeah, I've mentioned this before. Something that Tyler started doing with the girls is he'll take them on dates to go get snow cones. Usually,
Yeah.
usually Sunday afternoons after church and everything.
I love
Trying
that.
to get ready for the week. He'll take them out and go take them for a snow cone,
That's
and they
awesome.
like love that time with their dad, and it's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's moments like that may seem so small, but they're so impactful. You know, as you get older and as you grow, and like you mentioned earlier, I feel like it sets the precedence for what they expect in a man.
Yep.
And so when you've been there and you've showed them, that love and that care and that respect and all those areas, then they know that that's how
and
they
they didn't
need
have
to
to
be
work
treated.
for it either, too, right? So
Yeah.
they knew that it was readily
Yeah.
available.
Yeah, so they know not to settle.
That's right.
Yeah.
Never settle.
Yeah. That's right.
That's a yeah, I'm sorry.
So, I just love that. So going back to talking about your business, what do you think are some highs that you've had over owning a business? What do you think are some lows that you've experienced that, and how did you get through those?
Oh man,
I'm sure there's been
there's been
a
a
ton.
ton.
That's
I mean,
very
and
broad.
there's we could probably talk about how the business, where we started and our funding it, and how we got to where we are today, and that's probably 2 or 3 hours of just
yeah.
in-depth conversation. But
Yeah.
the Lord opened up a lot of doors for us to get there. So I think some of the highs are how we actually even were able to open the pharmacy and
Yeah.
get a location here in Five Forks. Again, is a long, long story, but I will just say it's just God's goodness and grace that He allowed that to happen first and foremost. That was a big high. Some of the highs that we really experienced, some people would say like, "Oh, it's financial, it's this and that." Honestly, when we first opened, the highs were I used to take one of the girls with me every Saturday, and they would come and be
Yeah.
my little
That's
little
fun.
greenhouse
Yeah.
sprout helper, we called them. So
That
they,
is
they
so
would come
fun.
in and they would just hang
Yeah.
out because we were open from 9 to 1. So I was at work, and so they came with Daddy. Serafina never got to experience that, unfortunately, because by the time she was old enough to do that, we were busy and I wasn't working on Saturdays anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so some of the highs were that, and then growing the business organically was really a great thing that I experienced, and obviously it's given me some ability to be flexible with my schedule, have a little bit more time off. The lows, oh man, there was a lot. The beginning, 18 months of basically making no money.
Yeah.
And going from a job that was paying me pretty decent and making a decent living to literally making zero
Yeah.
for 18 months and just
Wow.
borrowing money to live off of. And I remember sometimes coming home and Mandy would be like, "Well, how was it today?" And I'd come
Yeah.
in and my head down and like, I just remember saying to her, like, I don't know if we're going to make it. Like, I don't know if this is going to work out.
Yeah.
We're not doing the amount of business that we need to keep this thing going. And she was always super encouraging, and we'd pray about it. But your human instincts take in is like, well, I'm going to fix this. Like, and I was telling somebody this recently, like in those days, I felt like I was running 100 miles ahead of the Lord and not walking in step with him and trusting in him. So I was trying to do everything that I could, and everything I kept doing kept failing. I'm like, man. And so I felt like a failure, and I'd come home and my head down, and Mandy would always be excited, like, how'd it go today?
Yeah.
Like, not great.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so I don't know that there was these moments of like, these were the best times. But the times have been great. I mean, the amount of people that we've been able to develop relationships with, and some of the specialty stuff that we do. Obviously, we get relationships with some of these kids with special needs, so that's a fun experience. Sometimes it's not great because the kids are so sick that you know they do pass on sometimes, and they pass away because of their sickness and their diseases. But we are able to help the parents and bless them with different things that we can do for them. So those have been good things for us. But I don't know. I mean, highs, again, it's hard to pinpoint a certain high.
Well, here's a question kind of along those lines. I mean, everyone remembers COVID in some capacity, but a lot of small businesses, you know, didn't survive. And yet you're still around. Like, how did you manage, like, how did you guys navigate that season?
Well, remember, we're an essential business, so we didn't have to close.
You didn't have to close.
We couldn't close.
Yeah.
People needed their medications, especially our kids that we do customized medications for that have special needs. So we couldn't just shut down.
Wow.
Right.
We did close the doors for a little while where we weren't allowing people to come in, and we would meet them outside of their cars. So we don't have a drive-through, obviously, because we're not in a freestanding building. So we had curbside service. So we would do that for a little bit. And then, so we stayed open. And again, we did not lose any business. We weren't growing like we typically were before that. So during that maybe 6 month to 8 month period, we really didn't experience any growth. We were just kind of stagnant. But again, for a business to be stagnant during COVID, that to me, that was growth in itself, because you weren't in the negative. So, it didn't really hit us that hard. I mean, I didn't have to take any government funding or any of that stuff for payroll. So
how did you come up with the name Green Hill?
That's a great question.
Yay.
I'm so glad you asked that.
He was waiting for it. He's like, please.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Or like, I don't even understand. Like, are the owners named Green and Hill, or is what's the deal?
You're on Five Forks. You're on Woodruff. I'm like, is there a hill behind the place?
So I had this. Obviously, I had a love for Greenville when I was in Fort Mill, and so Greenville was always in our heart. And so I knew that I wanted it to sound...
It wasn't his daughter.
Like Greenville, we were coming up with names like Greenville Custom Pharmacy, Greenville Custom Compounding, Greenville Family. I'm like, I don't want it to sound Greenville-ish, because I'm really not going to be in Greenville. I'm looking at Five Forks, Simpsonville area. So I had this dream and this vision of Jesus dying on the hill at Calvary.
Wow.
And I'm telling my friend at the time that lived in Fort Mill, and she did our logo and our graphics. She's a graphic designer. And so I was like, I just wanted to encompass who I am and who we are as a family and our beliefs and our faith. And I can't call it Jesus's Pharmacy, because that would be weird, right? So I'm like, I don't know, like that. I don't think that would resonate real well.
We can't turn water into wine, but we can take your pain away in no time.
Take your pain.
You're welcome, by the way, if anyone wants to steal that.
So Erin, she was like, well, you love Greenville, and Jesus died on the hill of Calvary. She's like, why don't you just mesh the two and call it Green Hill Pharmacy? And I was like, that's great.
That's perfect.
And so I knew I wanted something when I walked in every day that reminded me of my faith and what I believe in and what I want everyone to stand for when they walk in, and the staff, and just, to first and foremost be God's hands and feet out there on the sales floor or in the compounding lab. So that's how Green Hill came about. It's part of Greenville, and it's part of Jesus. So
did you think it was his daughter? Like one of the daughters said Greenville weird, and so he was like, "Oh, it's cute."
I was thinking it was like I thought he was just combining Greenville and like Fort Mill, and it was thought it was like way less complicated than that.
How dare you?
I just got excited. I love that.
It's just about faith, pharmacy, and
yeah.
family.
Okay, so I was waiting for the third F. Well, on that topic, we
pharmacy starts with a P, by the way, just so you know.
Okay, well, that's the sound. Okay,
phonetically, it's an F.
Listen here. I want the other Tommy. I want the twin. I want the other twin.
Oh, forget it. If you had Anthony here, that would be even worse, okay?
I want him
He's
on.
more sarcastic than me. And he doesn't hold back with his language, so this would not be a good podcast for him.
He'd say different F words.
He would.
And they wouldn't be spelled with a PH.
That's right.
Okay.
I am laughing so hard.
On that note,
You'd be proud of me though. I made sure my microphone was really
but you're
far
still making
away.
noise as you touch it. Just let go.
That's all right. We can edit this out.
No,
right?
it's staying.
Okay.
Oh, that was hilarious.
So you're talking about you wanted Faith to be. She's trying to give you knuckles right now.
That's right. If we were videoing.
I love that you wanted the pharmacy to represent like your faith from not just from the logo but from the name, right? And so we asked you, what does faith mean to you? And so I know you wanted to like have this answer, so I'm giving you the opportunity to say it.
I know. And then I was telling Ashley earlier, I was like, well, that's a great question because, when people ask you that on the spot, you're like, it just means in believing in something that you can't see.
Right.
Right. But that's a typical Christian answer. So I did write it down because I was like, when you sent that to me, I'm going, man, I'm at work right now, but I need to think about this. And, it's like 3 hours before I got here. So I just prayed. I'm like, Lord, what does faith mean to me?
Yeah.
So I wrote it down because I was like, it came to me. I'm like, I'm going to forget this because my brain just can't handle information and keep it for long periods of time right now. But it's faith to me is trusting in God's goodness and guidance in every season of life. And even when I can't see the outcomes and even things like that, and choosing to live in a way that reflects that trust to me is faith. So just trusting and knowing that God's goodness and grace and living through that is what faith is to me.
That's awesome.
I love like your one of the things you said. Now, hopefully this resonates. I'm sure it resonates with someone that's watching or listening. But the thing you said about running 100 feet in front of the Lord, that was incredible. It was convicting to me in the season I'm in right now. But just even that idea that you just said, like faith is letting that go, right?
Yeah.
It's not running the 100 feet in front. And trusting that even you're not going to be able to run that way. You need to trust in Him and back up and run with Him. And I love that.
Yeah. Just trusting in God's guidance in every season of your life. And Mandy and I, especially Mandy, went through a really, really hard season last year of loss with family members. And a lot of times it's hard to trust.
Yeah.
Because you're like, why would you allow this to happen?
Yeah.
But if you're rooted deeply in your faith, then you're just trusting in God's guidance in that season and in the outcomes that, your faith's going to live out through that. But it's hard. Like the easy way is to go, I'm out. Like this doesn't make any sense to me. I'm out, man. Yeah. Like I'll just go do my own thing and, be 100 miles ahead of the Lord and not walk step in step. And, again, I am not perfect at it. I'm probably the worst example of it because I always run ahead. I'm like, oh, I got to go do that.
Amen.
Yeah.
I got you right there. So you've been doing that. Obviously, you have the business, you have your faith. How long you've said you played baseball, you played basketball. When did you get into CrossFit?
So I got into CrossFit a little bit over 9 years ago.
What made you get into CrossFit? Who looked really good that you looked at? Because that seems to be a constant.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I saw some friend and they looked so good.
So there was nobody I knew that did CrossFit. I drove by the old gym every day going to work and every day coming home. And I would see these crazy people in the morning driving to work, running. And I mean, they were doing all sorts of tire
back then, the tire flips.
And I'm like, well, that's crazy. And then I'd drive home and I'd see them doing the same thing at night. And I'm like, man,
what are they doing?
So I was like, what are they doing?
They've been flipping tires all day.
But at the time, I was just going to sports club at 5:30 in the morning, doing the regular gym stuff, and didn't really know what I was doing.
Wow.
And then one day, I just said, man, I want to give this thing a shot and see what it's about. So I remember looking up on the website, like looking up the phone number I call. And Jonathan answered. It was his cell phone at the time, I guess.
Yeah.
They didn't even have a phone. There was just no email. It was like, call this number. And so Jonathan answers, and I was like, hey, I think I want to come try this out. Like, what do I need to do? And he's like, and I remember him going to Wes. He's like, hey, are you available for training in this day? Or do you want me to do it? And he's like, oh, yeah, I could do it. And so I was like, all right, I'll come in then. And so I came in and met him and super intimidated because I didn't know what I was getting into. Right? I kind of knew. I mean, I started looking up CrossFit, and I've had people tell me about it at the time, but I didn't really know what I was getting into. I was like, I should just try it and just see. I knew guys from the neighborhood, honestly, like Shannon Harvey and all those guys they were all coming here. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So did my first initial thing with Jonathan, and I came home and I almost threw up from just doing a little Tabata workout. But I'll never forget, Jonathan's like, well, let me just do a pull-up for me. I'm like, I could do pull-ups, whatever. barely do 2. Right? I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't do pull-ups. Honestly, I thought I could, but I can't. And then he's like, just do this little Tabata workout. I'm like, what's that? And he's like, we're just going to do air squats for 20 seconds and then rest for 10 and do this and do this for 20 seconds, rest for 10. I'm like, that's it? He's like, yeah, that's it. I'm like, okay, I got this. I came home. I was like, I don't know why I feel so sick, but I feel nauseous, Mandy. And she's like, yeah, that's not something I would want to do.
And yet she's
So 2 months later, she was in
I
here.
was
Yeah, I was
going
about
to
to say.
ask how long it took to get her
I don't
in
even think it
here.
took 2 months. I think it took about a month because then I started doing. I was like, I really like this. It's really good. I mean, it's different.
Yeah.
And then so I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the workouts. I fell in love with the community. And then I told Jonathan the other day. I said, man, my heart is here. I will never leave this place.
Yeah.
I just love this place and the people and the workouts. They're challenging. Then it's changed a lot. It helped me grow in different ways in my life that I never really thought I would grow.
What do you think some of your favorite gym memories are?
Oh man.
If you had to pick just a couple.
All right. So one of the first workouts I did was an open workout, and I remember doing.
That's brutal.
Oh yeah, I know.
Wait, what year?
It was 2017. I think.
Oh,
I think it was 2017. I can't remember that. It was.
If it was, that was a rough year.
So I remember that. Back then you guys had teams.
Yeah.
And so there was different teams, and I'll never forget, Shane Graham is to the left of me doing some workout, and all of a sudden, like he's doing these, I think it was dumbbell lunges, and all of a sudden he just like collapses, like a sniper got him or something. He pulled a hamstring, and then I'm like, well, that can't be good, right? And then it was my turn to go, and I remember doing these dumbbell lunges, and I was probably holding 5 pounds in each arm. I mean, it was like, all the other guys like Rocky and Shane back in the day, those guys are doing heavy dumbbells, and I'm not doing anything really that heavy. And I remember Jonathan walking side by side with me on my left side. I'll never forget this, screaming in my ear, don't you drop those dumbbells. You get to the finish line. And I'm like, my legs are wobbly. I can barely stand. I'm like, how is this good for me? Like, remind me how this is good for me. But of course, I'm really competitive, honestly. So like, I was like, I'm not dropping these stupid dumbbells. Like, I'm gonna make it to the end. And so I remember that. Like, that was one of my first memories. One of the other, like some of the other special times was when Rocky and those guys would work out here, and we'd work out at 5:30 in the morning. Those guys were super encouraging. And they were so good at CrossFit. Rocky, Morgan, and
you're good too. You've made it to fittest. It was fittest of the upstate.
Yeah, that was back
South
then.
Carolina now.
What year was that when you made
2021?
Yeah, it was.
it? Nice.
3 or 4 years ago.
I was a lot younger.
No, you weren't. Stop it.
You were still, how old are you?
I'll be 50 in October.
No, you will not.
Yeah,
like
I will.
47.
Yeah, I was 40. No, I was 46, I think, at the time.
46. That's a
pretty
big
impressive.
accomplishment.
Well, I always say it was great. It was an amazing experience. I had a great time. I got in by default, so I think I was like 16. I think I was like number 16 on the list, and somebody bowed out, so I got in the top 15. But hey, I was in, right?
Yeah,
so,
you made it fittest.
I made it. Had a great time. Again, hard workouts, but so much fun. Met a lot of great people. So
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
now some of your girls are working out here
They
in the
are.
morning. How's
They
that
are.
going? When did they start?
So Eliza started actually doing PT with Jonathan when she was
Yeah.
about 12
Yeah.
for soccer. So he was helping her with some strength and conditioning and agility stuff. And then Ariana started, I can't remember when she actually started, but she quit.
Well, to be fair,
quit.
Eliza looks like she wants to quit every time she's with Jonathan. She just never looks happy. I'm like, geez, Jonathan, pick better workouts.
So Ariana did work out for a little while. And then Noelle
Tell her to come work out with me.
said, well, since Eliza started working out at the gym at 12, when I turn 12, I get to go to CrossFit. And we're like, oh, okay. So Noelle's been doing CrossFit for about 2.5 years.
That's fun.
And now Serafina will be 12 in December. So guess what she's already saying? Like,
It's my
so
turn.
I get to do CrossFit.
That's
I'm like,
cool.
I guess you
it's
do.
It's a whole
So,
family thing.
yeah.
I love that. So cool.
I tried to think of a joke about the family that fits together, but it didn't work. I didn't have
Family
anything.
that fits together.
I don't know. I had something there.
So that's with an F, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. What's your favorite workout you've ever done? What?
My favorite workout that I've ever done.
Or did you not like any of them and you're just like, I'm just here?
All right, I know this is not going to be popular.
Oh no.
I know it's not going to be popular.
Why? Just say it.
Well, if I say it, my husband's going to program it. So
He probably will. I doubt he's
So
listening
is it
like
really
this.
your
Hold on.
favorite?
He's like looking, waiting.
okay, I hate this workout, but I actually love the way I feel the whole day after.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just crazy.
He's gonna
but
say Murph.
no, I love Fran.
I knew you were going to
Fran's
say
great.
Fran.
I love Fran.
I love Fran.
Yeah.
Fran's a great
We
workout.
haven't done Fran in a while. It's probably about to come back around the bend.
Yeah, Fight Gone Bad is probably number 2 for me, just because
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Oh, we haven't done that one in a while
Yeah.
either.
No, I hate that one.
Fight Gone Bad.
I mean, they're all hard, right? Like
yeah, but
it's just,
Fight Gone Bad's terrible because it's
we
burpees
used
and
to
rowing.
listen.
well, yeah, but it's not heavy. Like I can't
Right.
do heavy overhead,
That's fair.
so I can't heavy do squats or
Yeah.
squat cleans. So I mean, I can.
I was about
I
to say,
can't do
you've
high
done it,
volume.
yeah.
I can't do high volume. So for me, I'm like, hey, I'd rather do something that involves not such a heavy barbell,
No.
and then I can cycle through some pull-ups.
Well, you've also lost a lot of weight recently, right?
I have.
How much weight have you lost? Tell everyone.
I'm probably at like 16 or 17 now.
Wow.
16 pounds.
So what are you doing differently? Are
Not
you doing-
nutrition with Jonathan.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say, are you
Sorry,
doing
guys.
nutrition, or did you just change like one
No,
or two things?
I'm doing some intermittent fasting.
Okay.
And so Mandy was kind of reading up about it, and I'm always like, "Is that what you're going to do?" She said,
Yeah.
"Yeah." It's like, "Did you look into it?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll do it with you. That's fine."
yeah.
So I'm doing intermittent fasting, not really for the external appearance. Really, it was just more for the
Cleaning out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a nice perk though, the external side. Sorry, the weird comments. I'm not allowed to
So
make
what
them.
is that? What does that look like for you? Because I know there's different like levels of intermittent
Yeah.
fasting. I think you're supposed to fast for at least 16 hours is like the
Yeah.
minimum.
So we started doing like a 12-12,
Yeah.
and then fasting for 14 hours, 16,
So you
and then
kind
I
of
went.
trained your way.
Then I went up to 18.
That's smart.
And then I stayed at 18.6 for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Some days even doing like a 20-hour fast.
Oh my
Now I
goodness.
probably vary it. I don't stay strict with the 18,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's really hard to get the amount of protein you need to get
Yeah.
in 6
It also
hours. Like
sounds
you just
miserable.
can't
That's
eat that much.
true.
Right?
Yeah.
So
That would be a
I just
lot.
vary it. It's just good for your
Like I'm gonna
metabolism.
eat 10 chicken
Yeah,
breasts.
it's good for the metabolism too. You don't want to just stay on one intermittent cycle.
Yeah.
So changing it up for your metabolism is really good. But also for the detox and the antioxidant benefits of the autophagy. So that when you
Yeah.
get into that autophagy phase of intermittent fasting. So that was the purpose of it.
Yeah.
Losing weight really wasn't. It wasn't really a goal of mine. I didn't feel like I was
Yeah,
overweight.
you
so
didn't. Yeah, you didn't necessarily need to,
No.
to do that, but it just kind of.
it just kind of came with it. Yeah.
Do you like the way that you like feel and stuff?
I like the way
Does
I felt before, but
Does Mandy
I
like
do-
the way you look more?
I don't think she cares. I mean, no,
Come on,
no diss on
Mandy.
me. No, that's not important. I mean, to her, it isn't about how I look. She wants to make sure I feel great,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and feel better. And it did help with some of the mental clarity and some energy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it did help internally more than
No.
externally.
Do you feel like you didn't have as much brain fog like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gets harder as you
Oh.
get older. You'll see, like, the brain fog is legit. You're
Don't
going,
tell me
man.
because the brain fog
you
is
know.
like for real bad right now.
Well-
No, that's just called mom brain.
Okay.
Yeah,
true.
it's parent brain. It's
Yeah.
just there's
Oh,
so
I'll take
much
that.
going on
Thank
in
you.
life that
Yay.
but yeah, it did help with a lot
Makes
of
you
that.
think F's or PHs.
Yeah. I also had some long COVID symptoms from years ago, so that I was hoping maybe that would
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, help it. Do you think
Yeah.
it did?
probably some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Are you usually do you do like what are you
I
giggling
know
about
he's
over
laughing
there?
at me.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Stop it. Why do you always make fun
I'm not
of me?
making faces. You're like, long COVID. Okay, that's cool.
She's like, "Oh great, you had long COVID. That's wonderful. Yeah,
great.
COVID again. Here we
Anyway, so here we
No,
go.
I said, do you think it helps? And he
It's
said
just,
yes.
it's just
and
the way
I
you
said,
responded was just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever.
He said yes, and I said, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I was about to
All right,
ask
fine.
something else
Ask
before you were
the
giggling
thing
at me.
you want to say.
Where do you usually fast in the morning and then eat at night, or vice versa?
yeah, fast in the morning.
Okay, cool.
I'll fast in the morning till about 1 or 2, and then I'll eat
Nice, cool. And then that window, I guess, would be till
till about
You go to bed?
6 or 8, just depending on
That's
when
perfect.
yeah.
When do you go to bed? Like 7?
No.
Well, you're almost 50,
Seven.
so.
No, I wish. Some days I
7
wish I could go to bed by 7. No, usually about 10:30.
Well, actually, the question I asked you before, you have, your kids are older now, and
Yeah.
I'm in the younger stage, so the kids go to bed before us. What was that like, making that switch as you got older, like, and your kids got older, you go to bed before them?
It's gradual, so it's not like instant, right? But you do look back, you're like, oh, I'm going to bed, and they're staying up, so
Yeah.
that's fine. Whatever. I'm
Whatever.
going to
Yeah,
bed.
yeah. You're like, I'm too tired.
Yeah.
sleepy.
Man.
So much wonderful things that you're involved in, and you're such an inspiring person. What are some ways that you are able to balance being a business owner and being a dad of 4 beautiful girls and a husband and
Staying
involved
fit.
in faith and staying fit? Like, do you have any things that you do every day that kind of help you accomplish those goals?
I don't think it's anything I do.
Mm.
It's Mandy.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to throw it.
It is. I mean,
Mandy!
Is your anniversary coming up? Is that?
it passed.
Oh, okay. Just
No.
making sure.
No, she knows I love her. I mean, she's my best friend, and she's able to kind of pull me away sometimes and say, "Hey, I need you to do this." Like you can't
Yeah.
get so, and we do. I mean, as business owners, you get so focused on driving your business, growing your business,
Yeah.
and starting another business. And I'm not allowed to start any more businesses. She's already made that clear. Which
Wait, how
I
many
agree.
do you have?
2.
Oh, okay, there we go. You made it sound like you had like 5.
So Green Hill, and then what's the...
I'm a partner in a recruiting firm, so
Okay.
we do
Yeah.
staffing and recruiting,
Okay, cool.
professional level. So yeah,
Nice.
been doing that. I've had that for 2 years, and then so I'm not starting any more businesses from now on. It's just I'll invest, but there's no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do the daily grind like I
Yeah,
used to.
yeah.
But yeah, it's Mandy. I mean, we have a great relationship. She's very kind when she says to me like, "Hey, I need you to spend time and
Yeah.
put things on the back burner so that you can be present with us." And that's great. It's great to have somebody that can remind you to be present, because
Yeah.
otherwise we do get so focused on
Yeah.
our day-to-day work and running 2 businesses and being so focused on that growth.
Yeah.
And you have employees that count on you, so you're so focused on them that
Yeah.
sometimes you forget that you have a family. So Mandy keeps me very well grounded, and I'm thankful for it. And I don't say that in a bad way. It's
Yeah.
it's great to have a partner like that.
Yeah. Oh, I love Mandy, and I'm sure she does it in such a like graceful way and in a loving way, and
Most
it's-
of the, no,
most
all
I was
the
of
about
the
time.
to say. I mean,
gonna
probably,
say.
Have
hopefully
you
better than
met
how she
her?
talks about
Yeah.
the music in the morning sometimes. Yeah. Cannot stand it. She's like, this is the worst.
Joel, that's just your EDM music.
I know.
okay?
You know
if
what?
you'd play some country music, she'd be fine.
Can't. I can't.
It's like nails on a chalkboard for you.
It's the worst.
I know.
And it's not even like, it's just old. And every time somehow we always do Alan Jackson's Way Down Yonder. Every time. I'm like, do we just?
Hey,
Yes.
hey, Chattahoochee, that's Matthew's song. He
Yeah.
loves that song.
I know when he said that.
That gets him
Please
pumped.
That made me so happy.
I
That
hate
gets
it.
him
What is,
pumped.
what's your music of choice? What's your workout music of choice?
Honestly, I black out.
So you
I don't
even
hear
like,
it.
I
yeah.
will say,
I really
having
don't
worked
hear
out
music.
alongside him
Yeah.
many times now, he just like goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I
Just
like
like-
I'll hear the song when we start, but during a workout,
He's
Yeah.
incredible.
there's really I don't really pay attention to the music. It's just background for me.
He
Yeah.
just like goes into a zone.
Yeah, I go into the deep pain cave
Yeah, the pain
of just
cave.
wanting to quit.
I hate that. I hate working out. So anyone who like actually enjoys it, I always respect.
I do enjoy
Love-
it.
I
I
love-
love it.
Love-hate
It's one of the best parts of my day. It really is. I look forward to every morning.
Really, with just because of the workout or or everything, like the
The
people,
workouts, just working out in general, and the people, the community. It just sets a good tone for the rest of my day for me. I wake up, I have my coffee, I read my Bible, and then I get to the gym and
We haven't asked people like what class you go to. We need to start
Oh,
doing that. Yeah. Like, so
yeah.
you're a 6:30 guy.
6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, with some 5:30s sprinkled in there.
Why do you just because of like the days?
Work.
Yeah.
Yeah, just depending on schedules. Homeschool, co-op girls, going here, going there, just depending on what my day looks like and
Yeah.
Andy's day. Yeah.
I will say on the days, well, it's just Tuesday when I'm here and I get to work out and then like coach and then do work stuff. I love it. Like it's so nice being
Yeah.
able to get that in, and then you're like you feel energized by it, even
Yeah.
if you like maybe
Yeah.
didn't have that much sleep. You still your body is just like more awake.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like you already feel like you've accomplished something really good during the day, which I feel like sets you up for success
Yeah.
for the rest of the day.
Is there a PH in that?
Tongue-tied over there. Success.
No
Set you
PH
up for
or Fs,
So
success.
okay?
successful.
No PH or Fs. All right, Joe?
I don't know much thing. Sorry.
You sound like Forrest Gump when you talk about
My
that.
mama always told me there wasn't an F in the pharmacy. She told me it was a PH.
Stop it.
But I thought that was how you tell if something's acidic. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
That's good, though. That was good.
That was good. That was a really good impression.
It's one of my favorites.
I'm going to bring you a box of chocolates next week.
You roll up here at 6:30.
It's just constantly
Here's your
box of
box of
Here you
chocolates.
go, Joel.
He asked me for a T-shirt the other day, and I brought him one. I was like, I should have brought him chocolate with that T-shirt.
Now you will. You'll be like, here's a box of chocolates. Now every Valentine's Day, I'm going to get boxes of chocolates from people at the gym. Just like as an inside joke.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh my gosh. Well, we always like to ask people kind of towards the end. I mean, you've kind of been talking about it with the answer to the what does faith mean to you, or what does that sound like? But we've been trying to ask you, like, hey, what's something you've learned? It doesn't even have to be something spiritual. It can just be something that you've just learned lately that's really cool or impacted you. But what's something that you've learned recently that's been a big deal?
So one of the biggest things I learned is that it's a great question. I was in California the first week of July with Ariana, my daughter, my oldest. And we went to this Christian camp called JH Ranch. It's for a father-daughter week, so they call it Sweet Week. So it's only dads and daughters, and you get to spend a lot of one-on-one time. And just doing my morning quiet time and reading through some of the questionnaires that the camp puts on. They give you these books and questions, and it was talking about happiness and joy, how they're different. And so it kind of struck me, and I was like, what do you mean by that? And so one of the speakers started talking about it, and he said this that really resonated with me is happiness is based on is like moment to moment, right? Your happiness, if you're just looking for happiness, you're basing it on moment and circumstances, on moments and circumstances. But joy, if you have true joy and peace, they're synonymous.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the cool thing about it was, this is what he said that really hit me was, if you're searching for joy, you find it in the Lord. And if you find true joy and peace in the Lord, well, then that's righteousness with God. And I was like, blown away.
Wow.
No.
So I remember coming home and telling Mandy, I was like, that word joy kept coming up. And interesting enough, Serafina, one of her middle names, all of our girls have two middle names. Her middle name is Joy.
Aww.
But
to
cool. me, I was like, I feel like for the longest time, and now that I'm turning 50, I feel like it's this milestone for some reason. I don't know why. I was having a tough time turning 50. So I feel like I was placing all of my what I thought was joy was really happiness was from moment to moment, just because of circumstances or different things happening in my life. I was like, oh, I'm happy now. Now I'm not happy. Now I'm happy. Now I'm not happy. But those are just circumstantial and moments from day to day and minute to minute, whereas true joy is synonymous with peace, and that's righteousness with God and right standing with God, right? So to me, it was like, it really changed my perspective because I was having a really tough time turning 50, and I wasn't finding a lot of happiness in turning 50, which isn't that big of a deal, but it just really was hard for me. So I think if, in the last few months, like that has been one of the things that I've really stuck to and learned and has been a tremendous help to me.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your honesty, even just talking about like, hey, I wrestled with turning 50.
Yeah.
Because mortality and age we don't talk about that either.
That's right.
We don't even give space to talk about that because you're like, oh, you're still young. But I love that you said that. And then even how the Lord was working in that time. Thank you.
Yeah. What wisdom and insight. I love that.
Listen, anything good that comes out of me is not from me. I promise you that.
I'm probably going to say something about Mandy again. Like,
well, Mandy and the Lord.
Mandy and the Lord.
Amen.
That's a song. Maybe we can write a song about that.
You probably could.
I sing the Mandy song every time.
You should play it in your 6:30 class.
I'll just write a little quick jingle.
Yeah.
Actually, what's funny is my daughter wrote a song called "Coffee and the Word," and it's about how Mandy loves her coffee and the Lord and the Word.
There you go. So is that on Spotify?
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it's on her album.
Okay, well then I'll play it. I'll play it on 6:30 and out of nowhere.
It's called "Coffee and the Word."
I need to tag that into this
by Noelle Martincic.
Post it.
Yeah, well you could just put her album up here.
Noelle's gonna kill me, by the way.
Oh, you don't want her album up here?
No, I do.
Okay, right there.
Oh, Tommy, thank you so much for sharing all that you shared
thanks,
today.
Guys. Thanks for having me.
Did a great job.
Yeah, you're such an inspiration too.
Oh,
super
please.
Cool. Seriously.
Really
and Mandy, we got to get Mandy on here.
Oh yeah, good luck. Good luck with that one.
Do you think we could get her?
She's been lifting with me and Britt Grandson
on
Tuesdays, so maybe I can
if you can convince my wife to come on a podcast that's actually recorded via video,
that's true.
I'll give you guys each a box of chocolates.
Yes.
Amen. Sounds like a challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Done.
I'll work on it.
Who doesn't? No, but no one does nuggets like this. Like no one goes nugs. Like you were like, yes.
I don't know.
We're gonna start fist pumping. You're starting to.
There we go again. I'm looking at Joan. She's hanging up.
I know.
But no,
man.
thank you guys for having me. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
You're very kind with what you said. So.
Everyone like and subscribe.
Yes.
Thanks for listening.
Give Tommy a shout out.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.